You're past midlife, brah, says the 13-year-old. Which Kate are you catching up with today? You know so many Kates, says one of the 10-year-olds. Mum, they mentioned menopause in sex ed today, says another one of the 10-year-olds. Are you doing those really goofy movements again, Mum? 17-year-old, yes, I am. Don't go near Mum, she's meditating or she's in self-imposed timeout. Husband, I'm Gen Z and we have a lot of opinions. What even are you anyway? And everything you do is so cringy, 13-year-old again. Welcome to This Week in the McGowan household, where there has been a distinct lack of respect for the midlife woman. Midlife, 40s, 60s. I just want to say, midlife women, I see you. And it is your turn. Now, Brene Brown calls midlife the great unraveling. And I think there's actually a fair bit of truth to that, because there's so much going on, right? There's so much going on in work. It's a heavy time of responsibilities, caring, hormonal changes. It's a lot. Yet midlife is also full of possibility. It's a transition, not a dead end. And it's actually a myth that, midlife is a decline or even necessarily a crisis. That was based on one small study. And I'm going to come back to that another time in another blog. So what I want to talk to today is about the importance of embracing some of the midlife essentials, and different things work for all of us. I'm going to share 4 things that really help me today navigate our health, design this chapter of our life and our career with greater intention, with humor, and a healthy dose of surrender. Because our brains are rewired to take care, like to actually care a little bit less about everyone else and a little bit more about you at this time. And it's a really good thing, despite that being uncomfortable for some. Now, as I shopped at Aldi this week, it really struck me that there is something that midlife and Aldi have a lot to do in common. And it's that tagline, good, different. So let me quickly share a couple of the midlife essentials today so that we can be better prepared for this season of our life, and perhaps over this season, the holiday season that we're in. So midlife essential number 1, connection is queen. I had brunch with a group of women that I went to university with recently, and if the amount of swearing and laughing was any gauge, we absolutely nailed it. We had a joyous time, and just once again reminds me of how important connection is, not just giving it, but receiving it. It's energizing, and it reminds you that you're not alone in what you're experiencing, and it's okay to laugh and cry. So think about which connections are energizing for you at the moment. When do you feel seen and heard? When do you experience joy? And importantly, when do you feel supported and to be able to receive? So prioritize those connections. Many years ago, I bought a book called The 100-Year Life when it came out, actually, and I've been talking about it for many years. And there's a great quote in there that it's good to remember ourselves, that it's our intangible assets, our family and our friends, our interests and our passions, that are ultimately the greatest source of lifetime happiness. And that's a great book. Check it out, by Linda Grattan. I'll put the link in below if I remember, because it's been chaos here this week. Midlife essential number 2, learn and laugh. Now, perimenopause begins before you know it's begun. I always say that. And knowledge is power. Good support is key. I just read about another professional woman in her mid-40s being turned away by her GP. You can't necessarily rely on the system. You need to advocate for yourself, and you need to lean in. Midlife throws up plenty of physical and mental and emotional health challenges. And learning more about your body, what it's saying to you, the signs and the symptoms, is actually empowering. So gather your own data and take compassionate action from there. I'm going to link to a recent blog I did about wearing a continuous blood glucose monitor, because this is a powerful way to gather some data about your health in a very preventative way too. Now, I have got a treasure trove of resources when it comes to navigating perimenopause. Yeah, a lot. I'm 6 years post-menopause. I've done a lot of research. I've had a lot of experience myself. I'm still learning, of course, but please reach out if you just want a steer or an ear around that topic. Small changes make a really big difference. You don't need to change everything. And, that action, right? I just got a letter about cervical screening. Like, I've got to make that happen. I just got my breast checked in a mobile van in a shopping centre car park recently. So these are all the things that midlife women are trying to fit in. So little bit of a plug here around the workplace. Where you work can make it easier or harder for you to look after yourself during this chapter and take ownership for your health. Meanwhile, we've got to keep laughing and learning. And books are fabulous for that. There's so many good ones out there. Here's a couple that I love. I love Caitlin Moran. She talks about midlife. She talks about menopause. She's hilarious. And I also really enjoyed her recent book, What About Men? Because as we know, that's a question many of us feminists get as well. So a couple of things that are brutally honest at times, but also very funny. And I'll put the links down below. Midlife essential number 3 is move it. Keep moving, ladies, for holistic health, for your body, move for your body, move for your brain, move daily. It's one of the best things that you can do for your physical, mental, and emotional health. Plus, it gets to be fun. You know, resistance training really helps with bone health. It makes people feel strong and empowering. It helps with weight management. Holistic and mindful movement breaks us out of those habitual patterns that we're in so that we can stay mobile, we can stay agile, we can be reflexive to all of the things that midlife serves up. It's so important. So move for health, move for joy, keep moving, and don't let it be, you know, the first thing to drop when life gets busy, as it does. Hello, boundaries. We'll talk to you another day. It's an important topic because remember, ladies, it is your turn. Another book recommendation here that I want to plug is this one called The Upgrade by Dr. Luann Bresendine. She talks about brain health, but also a lot around midlife and menopause and really supporting yourself through this time. As it says, how the female brain gets stronger and better in midlife and beyond. It is a great read, which brings me into Midlife Essential number 4, midlife design. Now, menopause hit me early. It hit me hard. I had no idea what was going on, and frankly, neither did any of the doctors at the time. I burned out. So instead of being intentional about how I wanted my midlife and my career through midlife to look, you know, I was kind of on the back foot. So learn from my experience. Don't be ill prepared, and try designing with a little bit more intention around you, your skills, your strengths, your passions. A midlife career transitions and growth is not just up to individuals. I think that workplaces have an absolute role to play and a lot to gain. Midlife is very growthful though. And that inner, that inner work, that inner growth work can be very painful, but it can also unlock a whole lot of freedom and new choices and options in your career and your life. So the idea of designing with intention, yes, it is a journey. No doubt it has some very strange twists and turns before arriving someplace good. So create some change intentionally, embrace change, new hobbies, new friends, new routines, new jobs, try something different. Many of the people I coach, you know, they come to me for support during a transition. It could be a career transition, it could be a promotion, could be a change in their career. They're growing, right? And they often know what they don't want, but they're not sure what they do want. And so we partner together to navigate that. You know, we set goals for them and their leadership in their life and create an aligned plan. And there's many tools and resources that I love. There's loads, but one of the ones that I'm enjoying around this idea of designing your midlife is this book here, How to Live a Well-Lived, Joyful Life. And so that's an idea for you over the season. I encourage you to do a little bit of reflection on your personal and professional aspirations. Because in summary, thriving in midlife, it's not guaranteed. And I learned that the hard way. Without owning it and stepping into it, being a bit more planful, fear and uncertainty can really take over and run the show. Transformation, you know, it's an opportunity, but over time, and it's a bumpy road, like I said. There's no magical unicorns here. I don't think so anyway. So 4 of my midlife essentials, try them out. There are more, but yeah, just connect, learn and laugh, move it, and midlife design. Let me know what you think. These things are, of course, all connected in terms of our holistic health and well-being. I'd love to hear your experiences and any tips you've got in the comments. Stay tuned for future blogs here and vlogs, topics like ditching diets, not carbs. And yeah, there's a whole range of things I'm interested to talk to you more about, actually. So listen to yourself. There's a lot of noisy voices out there, particularly when it comes to menopause treatments, and in that space, it's your turn. Turn to yourself and have a fabulous season. And I hope you enjoy some of these midlife essentials.